Welcome to Spring at Sugarbush. We're here at pond skimming, our most popular spring event, but we have 60 years of awesome spring events here, dating all the way back to the GAD era. This episode is all about our cool spring events. I'm John Bleh, and this is 60 Years of Sugarbush.
So, you know, a lot of these events were born out of the thought of let's just have a month-long March Madness event and get people to have a blast and want to continue skiing after February when the spring snow is really the best and the least amount of people enjoy it.
People dressed up. I don't know why. It was kind of like Halloween.
It was.
You know, flamboyant outfits and...
Yeah. Well, March Madness, the word madness was in, and so we helped to set the stage. I think the first year we got a bunch of our friends together and we actually dressed up in gorilla suits and dressed up in, you know, just costumes that were like, you know, Easter costumes, but adult size Easter costumes, and just, you know, kind of went out there and got kind of, you know, crazy for the first year, and I think that set the stage.
Skimming. Seems like that event has gotten bigger and bigger, and the Wonder Bar is definitely in the middle of it. Our chef did cry the first pond skimming we were here. It's a ton of fun. People just have a blast with that, even if it's freezing cold. And again, that's a multi-generational thing, and it's so great to see kids, you know, doing that big plunge alongside their parents. It's great to see.
But, certainly one of the highlights of March Madness was the mania. It was bell to bell, first thing in the morning to the last chair. How many laps could you get on the mall?
Mania. Boy, back in the day we had this contest called Mania, and you tried to get as many runs as you could between 8 and 4 on the old Valley House lift. Skied right down the mall. It was usually icy bumps, and Dennis Curran held the record, 37, and he looked at me one day and he said, "I think you can beat me."
I've heard it described to me that the person who got the most laps was the person that was willing to point their skis straight first.
There was a contest that went on that doesn't happen any longer. It was basically an inner tube race from the top of Spring Fling down. I mean, it was full out crazy stuff. Men and women have no idea what they're about to do. And, you know, they're thinking, oh, well, how bad can this be? It was so fast. It was scary. I mean, people are getting huge air in inner tubes, you know, going off of little bumps about the size of my knee. They're just getting launched. And it was like crazy fun. And it was a Le Mans start, you know, so everybody started one time, just bumping into each other and spinning like tops. And I mean, I think it only lasted for maybe 1 or 2 seasons because of all the broken body parts.
No insurance company would touch that with 10-foot pole.
It's just, you know, and where do you end? You end at the Valley House, you know, so there's a lot of hard surfaces down there. But it was hysterical to watch, and to this day, it was one of the most rollicking fun things.
music festivals in
Yeah,
the summer.
they
That
were-
was huge.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, just that alone, the jazz shows that went on here, you may not be aware of this, but there was, maybe you are, but there was like maybe 6 years running where they had the best jazz musicians in the country would come and play at Sugarbush South. Was that where? No, North.
Well,
it was at North, right?
The first big one was at North,
Right.
and then after that, it was all at South.
Right.
Until later on, we saw Bonnie Raitt.
So we got to know the best jazz people in the country, including the Brubeck family and
Herbie Mann.
Herbie Mann, yeah. Chuck Mangione and his family.
Yeah.
And so we got to be friendly with them because they would come back every year. They loved the event. And so this house, right in that room over there, these bands would come to our house, maybe 100 people would come, and we would sit in that room and we would have slideshows of them performing the year before. And we had made lifelong friends of these people. The Brubecks still send us cards, and it was really, that was a very strong event.
Well, the 4th of July parade, yes, it's kind of evolved from little kids coming with their prized heifer from 4-H and parading it through town to now these very strong political statements that I think if you were dropped in from another era, you'd say, whoa, what happened to the parade? But it's a reflection of the personalities here and the political sentiments, and kind of cool.
One event that still is going on that I absolutely loved, and it always served me really well, was the Mad River Stage Race. The Mad River Stage Race, it used to be really focused, all 3 stages were in town here, and we ended up with issues with floods and it moving around, but the amount of business that the stage race brought to us, that might have slipped under the radar if I didn't have an avid cyclist, bike racer behind the bar who recognized these things. And for us, the busiest weekend of the year was actually Labor Day weekend with the bike race. It was not New Year's Eve.